Hey guys, it's Chase, and it is Monday, which means it is time for my Q&A 3 answers. I want to thank everybody who sent in questions. A lot of really awesome questions, and I got a crap load of questions. So it's going to be hard to answer all of them. I picked kind of a handful just to make sure this video isn't real long. But if I have to, I'll do 2 parts. But some of them I couldn't answer. There's some that I really liked and I thought about, and I just couldn't answer it. But we'll dig right into it, and let's get her going. So the first question that I'm going to answer is going to be from one of my good friends, Rusty. If you're watching this, man, this is for you. So you got here the when he wants to know when I'm going to be starting my wrestling channel. As you can tell, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I'm wearing WrestleMania shirt right now. I love wrestling. I've been watching that since I was 8 years old, and I have a lot to say. I watching some of the stuff now, I've been watching it so long now, I've seen so many different things happen in WWE and all sorts of things, and I do plan on doing that. I feel like I could do really well at a WWE channel just because I've been watching wrestling so long, and I watch it every week. I watch the pay-per-views because I have the network and everything, so very, very soon. I'm working on a logo for that, actually, at the moment with my sister, and so we will get that worked out. So, and the next one is, also from Rusty, is going to be, who's my favorite Avenger? Obviously, Captain America. That's what he... obviously, besides Captain America. But as you can see, Captain America's all over the place. If I had to choose one, I would probably say... Spider-Man. I thought... I went through and looked at all of the Avengers and who's all been one, and I think Spider-Man is the most intriguing because movie-wise, recently they haven't been able to kind of master, Peter Parker and Spider-Man that well, but I think he did really well because he played a big part in the Avengers. He was that more human character, and of course he's like a kid, he's like a teenager. So I'd have to say Spider-Man. I think he's a little underrated, which hopefully he does real well in the reboot Spider-Man. And they add him in the Avengers and all that. Another one is, what is your worst theater going experience? So. The worst, probably, recently we just saw Jurassic World, and I think that was pretty bad. Like, I've had a lot, and I think this one was probably the worst. Like, this kid was, 2 seats down from us, and she was pissed. She was screaming. She was all upset. The parents were just, ignoring her because they probably are used to doing that, and so just let her cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. And everyone's just doing that thing where they're like, shut that kid up. So, probably have to say just recently when we saw Jurassic World. My favorite restaurant to eat at. If I had to choose one, I think one I really enjoy is, and this is going to be very dirty-minded people out there, but BJ's Bar and Grill. BJ's is awesome. Who doesn't love BJ's? They got all sorts of, they make their own beer, they make all sorts of stuff, they have awesome burgers, awesome salads, they have deep dish pizzas, they're awesome, so, BJ's. A movie I feel like gets too much hate. I thought about this one, and I was trying to think about if I own one like that, but I think a movie that gets too much hate is one that just came out, and that's the Avengers Age of Ultron. I think we did a podcast talking about it, and reviews talking about it, and I think that movie is getting too much hate, and it was a good movie. It had lots of good action, it has all the superheroes you love in it, and I think people hate on it so much because their expectation was just too high. So I think if that expectation wasn't so high, people would love it a lot more. But I think it was a good movie, so I don't know why I get so much hate. My favorite drink. My favorite drink to drink. I don't know, man. I love Diet Mountain Dew. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one I don't like. I don't drink a lot for the fact that when I do get to drink it, it just tastes much better. So that's funny. My favorite football team. My favorite football team is, well, I live in Texas, so the Cowboys are ones I was born to have to like. But if I had to choose one that was, I've been liking the Colts. Obviously Cowboys. You're born to like the Cowboys. But I think one that's not from Texas, I would have to say the Colts. I think Andrew Luck is a damn good quarterback, and I think one day he'll be winning lots and lots of championships. My favorite musical film of all time would have to be I forgot what. Wow. Singing in the Rain. Wow, it just slipped my brain completely. I love Singing in the Rain. I watched that movie for the first time when I was 14 in my visual media class, and I absolutely loved it. So, very good movie. And I'm going kind of quick. I'm not trying to run through or now explain stuff a lot. I just have a lot of questions. My favorite musical band or artist. Man, I love all kinds of music. I think my favorite band now. I love Imagine Dragons. They've been coming out with lots of good music, and I llove, their kind of style of music. I love country music. I've been listening to like lots of Dwight Yoakam and stuff lately. I don't know what's going on with that, but Imagine Dragons. But I listen to everything, so except like crap rap. That has nothing to do with anything. Okay, this one, a movie that everyone hates that I love. It's not one that I necessarily love, but it's one I actually enjoyed watching, and a lot of people poo it, and that's Man on a Ledge with Sam Worthington. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but when I do, they kind of have that agreement where it was kind of like, they were like, it's not that good. My sister refuses to watch it because his hair looks like shit in the cover. So that just shows you enough right there. So I'd say Man on a Ledge. It's not one I necessarily love, but it's one I enjoy that a lot of people don't like. My biggest pet peeve, when I know you're lying to me, and that's a big pet peeve of mine. If I ask you something, pretty much most of the time it's because I know the answer to it. So if I ask you a question and you give me some kind of bullshit answer, that's a big pet peeve of mine. The weirdest dream I've ever had was, it's one that happens a lot. It recurs a lot. And that's like when, it's like the same kind of thing. It's like zombies are taking over the house, and it's, all my family's just kind of hidden in different rooms, and I have to try to bust through and attack them. The dream happens a lot. I've had it a lot since I was a kid, and I still get it when it's like the same exact dream, but I'm older. I don't know, it's weird. Where am I looking at? Okay, this is from my friend Eric, who commented that I work with. He wants to know who's my favorite person that I work with. And I only know like 5 people from my job actually watch my videos, so I'm not too worried about this. I don't know. I thought about being honest. Well, no, I like everybody. No one really bugs me that much. So the cheap answer, everybody. I love working with everybody. So there you go, Eric. There you go. But obviously you're the most man. You commented on my video. So, okay, this one's a good question. This one I had to think about a lot. So if my entire movie collection burned, got set on fire, there was a fire in my house and my collection was burning, if I could only say 5 movies, what would they be? And that was a really hard one, because when you're a movie collector and you own a lot of movies, it's like, well, shit, I don't know what I'd grab. I'm looking around because I have movies all over the place. Obviously, okay, I don't know if you can see behind me. Right there, Casablanca. That's my favorite movie of all time, and I plan on doing a video just talking about Casablanca, not necessarily review, but just discussing it. But Casablanca is my favorite movie of all time, so there's one. Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1 is in this little area right here. But Toy Story 1 is, obviously a nostalgic childhood movie, and I think I would save that for the fact that it's my childhood. So if that, I wouldn't have to rebuy it. I could just own it. So there's 2. 3, I'd probably save Dragon Ball Z Season 3. I know that's not really a movie, but it's on my shelf as a collection. And Dragon Ball Z Season 3, I absolutely love. It's my favorite season of Dragon Ball Z, and Caitlin got me that as a present, and I absolutely love that season of Dragon Ball Z. So there's 3. Jaws, the digibook I own, I would save that because Jaws is one that I absolutely love. It's my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So there's 4 because I can't get tired of watching that. And because of Jurassic World, I'd probably have to save the Jurassic Park collection. So there's 5 because I love Jurassic Park now. Now. I love Jurassic Park, and seeing Jurassic World kind of brought me that love and flavor of the other ones that I really enjoyed. So there's that. Where am I going here? Oh, favorite TV show currently on right now. Sorry, I have a list of questions that I'm reading. Favorite television show that's currently on. I have a few. I love Pretty Little Liars. Caitlin and I watched that show, and we just watched one episode to try to just to see what it is. And I actually really like it, and a lot of people poo-poo it, and I'm like, well, it's good. Like, go watch it. The seasons 1 through 5 are on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I promise you'll get addicted. So, Pretty Little Liars. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones just had their season 5 finale yesterday, so Game of Thrones. Obviously, the WWE. And I really don't watch as much TV as I used to anymore. I have TV, but that's mostly for like sports and WWE because I watch basketball and all that. But TV shows, I've been trying to find new ones. The new ones now are just not that good. Like Pokemon X, and again, I'm a 23-year-old man, but Pokemon XY comes on and I record it just to see if it's anything, you know. But I buy a lot of the old shows that I used to watch and just watch those. So, oh, and Restaurant Impossible, there you go. That's a good one. I watch a lot of cooking shows like Chopped and all that stuff. Who is your celebrity crush? I don't have one at the moment. I had, you know, back in the day, I used to watch Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson movies a lot. But now, if I had to pick one now, maybe Jennifer Lawrence. I'd say Jennifer Lawrence. Sorry, yeah, this is a bad thing. Okay, well, one of them was favorite movie of all time, and I just answered that one a minute ago. So, Casablanca, good movie, love that movie. Casablanca, and see, a lot of them were like the same kind of question, so I didn't want to answer too much. Oh, there you go. That's the one I wanted to answer. That's the big one I wanted to answer. And this one's video's not going to be too long, because I'm thinking I'm going to do it in parts, because I had a lot of the same questions, and I don't want to skip people's questions. I don't know. But this one, it was a really good question. It is, when did I discover my passion for movies? Well, at a very young age, because if y'all listen to my podcast, Starla and Michael have more movies than I do. I have almost 1,000, maybe, give or take. And they have way more than I do, and they've loved movies forever. That, you know, when they were teenagers, they worked at like Blockbuster and Update Video and Hollywood Video and all the video stores that used to be around. They worked at those. That's where they met each other, because Michael was Starla's manager when she was like 19 or something like that. And basically, I was probably about 9. Because about that age, you know, I didn't hang out with a lot of people. Like, I had friends, but I didn't hang out with a lot of people. My mom was always working. My sisters were always, they were all a few years older than me, so they were always hanging out with their friends. And I started just every now and then would just watch some movies that came on TV, and then slowly just start watching them. Because my thing is, I love watching movies for the fact that no matter what kind of mood you're in, if you have somebody coming over, you have movies, there's all types of movies for everybody out there. And my movie collection is one that is very broad. You know, Starla teases me because she thinks I'll just buy anything. But I have, if you look at my movie collection, I don't just buy anything, or I would have way more movies than I do. But I was probably about 9, and I really just started getting into it. And then my first Blu-ray I ever bought was Shooter, starring Mark Wahlberg. I lived in my sister's attic my senior year because I was getting ready to graduate, and my mom was moving, and so I lived with my sister so I could stay in the same school for the last 3 weeks of school. And I bought a Blu-ray. I didn't even have a HD TV. I had my PS3, and then I had just a regular old box TV. And so Shooter was my first Blu-ray I bought, because I graduated in 2009, so it was like about May of 2009 when I bought that one. So yeah, so since then, I just, you know, it's grown. I remember for a little bit, there was that awkward stage when I moved to Arlington that it was like, I would buy a Blu-ray, keep it, watch it, and then I saw one that was better that came out, and so I would sell it to put towards the other one. And then finally I was like, well, wait, that's not really collecting, that's just being weird and buying and selling, and, you know. It's probably about 8 or 9. Was when I really started to appreciate movies. And plus, like, you know, I think what it was too is, like, Starla and Michael took me to so many movies at a young age. Like, at 8, they took me to Scream 3 in the theater, and you know, they took me to see all types of movies. They didn't care, because if they wanted to watch it and I was around, they would take me. So yeah, I think this is a good stopping point. It's about 15 minutes long. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my Q&A 3. There is a few other questions on here, but I'm trying to not keep this too long. But I may do a part 2, so maybe later this week I will do a part 2 to this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and all the continued support. I'm at 330 subscribers as of this video. Hopefully it doesn't go down. But let's keep it going, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Give this video a thumbs up, comment, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, y'all are awesome. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.